The moment was electric, charged with tension so thick it felt as though the air itself might snap. The chamber fell silent as Eric Swalwell leaned forward, eyes sharp and voice dripping with calculated intensity. He was certain he had the upper hand, certain that his words would unsettle Senator John Kennedy, force a slip, a stumble, a crack in the veneer of composure that Kennedy always carried. "You said a lot about courage," Swalwell began, his tone almost theatrical, "but how do you respond when someone challenges you directly?" Kennedy, seated with his trademark relaxed posture, didn't flinch. There was no visible tremor, no forced smile. He simply tilted his head, one eyebrow rising just slightly, the faintest glimmer of amusement in his eyes. It was the kind of subtle signal that can make even the most confident provocateur pause, because Kennedy wasn't just listening, he was observing, weighing, understanding. The room, packed with reporters and aides, held its collective breath, sensing that a confrontation was about to become something more than politics, it was about character. Swalwell, mistaking Kennedy's calm for fear or indecision, pressed harder. "Are you really prepared to defend your record, your principles, when someone points out your flaws?" His words were sharp, almost accusatory. But Kennedy didn't respond immediately. He waited, letting the silence stretch long enough to make the question feel heavier than it actually was. Then, with deliberate calm and a voice that was both steady and cutting, Kennedy responded. "I don't flinch when someone speaks the truth. But I also know the difference between courage and theater." A ripple of laughter spread across the room, soft at first, then growing as the audience caught the subtle irony in Kennedy's words. It wasn't mocking, it was the laughter of recognition, of people seeing through the pretense, seeing who truly carried confidence versus who merely tried to project it. Swalwell's face shifted imperceptibly, a brief tightening around his eyes, a micro-expression that said he hadn't expected the impact of Kennedy's simplicity. The room was no longer about intimidation, it was about clarity. The exchange continued, each word a test of patience, each glance a measure of resolve. Kennedy didn't belittle or attack, he simply held his ground with a blend of wit, insight, and unshakable composure. Every attempt by Swalwell to assert dominance met a calm, precise counter, exposing not just the arrogance but the insecurity underlying the aggression. The laughter that followed each retort wasn't just amusement, it was a collective acknowledgement that authenticity carries more weight than bluster. Yet beneath the surface, the moment was more than political theater. For Kennedy, it was a test of personal strength. He had faced ridicule, sharp questioning, and high-pressure scrutiny countless times in his career, but each encounter left a mark on the psyche. In this confrontation, he,